Hey buddy, welcome back to the channel. Well, first off, I wanna apologize once again for the complete rage fest I served you guys last Friday. I was just in a shitty kind of mood over the whole CV meta and the CV rework. But now I'm back, baby. Back in my happy place. Playing the tier 10 Japanese gunboat destroyer, the Harugumo, with my Yamamoto captain. So, we are 2 destroyers per team and 1 carrier per team. Now, usually playing the Harugumo, you can get away with telling your team that sorry guys, I'm a Harugumo. I'm a kind of a DD cruiser fusion with 7k detection, so I can't really contest caps. But since it's only 1 carrier in this match, and we actually only 2 destroyers per team, I felt kind of obligated to actually try and contest a cap for our team. So I spawn close to the sea cap on mountain range. So I'm gonna play a bit cautiously, at least a couple of seconds. And then I'm gonna go total ham, as usual. The enemy team has a Wooster and a Chapayev, which have both really strong radar. So I would like to know where they are positioned before I really commit too much to this cap. Also, the enemy team has a 2-man division from Wargaming Pay to Win clan, which I think are pretty good clan. They usually end up quite high up in the different leagues. So I have to be a bit cautious about them as well, because they are playing a Neptune and a Gearing division, I think, which is kind of a special good division for just contesting caps. Those 2 in combination. And if you watched me use my consumable here, this is a trick I use pretty often in the Harugumo or other destroyers with insanely long torp reload. I think the torp reload is like 2.5-3 minutes for the first torps on this ship. But since you have torp reload booster, you can use that pretty much as soon as the game starts, which means that you can pretty much launch your torps from directly at the start. Meanwhile, all other destroyers that doesn't have the torp reload booster will have to wait for the full duration before the torp reloads and they can fire them. And I choose to fire mine in the corner where the radar cruisers usually hide. Since they shouldn't be expecting torps this soon, I should have quite a good chance of hitting any cruisers hiding there, but it seems like no one went there this time around. I saw the enemy Shimakaze real close, turning around, so of course I anticipate him torping my smoke. So I reverse out and do a perfect dodge. So I start to engage this Republic, because the French, they really burn. Oh yes. And we also have a Hindenburg and a Musashi, and it looks like the Wargaming Pay to Win division is here as well. As you can see, the Neptune over here. I'm sorry about the crappy swinging the camera back and forth right now, but that's a problem when you see multiple targets presenting themselves and you are firing while in free look mode. So the enemy Shimakaze pushes in again, which is kind of ballsy, since I already did nice damage to him. He also pretty much kills himself by firing his guns, making him his detection bloom, which means that I will be able to kill him before he is able to get out of my detection. And as you can see, the Wargaming pay-to-win Neptune is spamming me as much as he can. It looks like they are having quite a hard-on for me, which is of course very nice. So that's the Shimakaze dealt with, and if you watched the fireworks, you know that that is the first special treat for the Yamamoto Captain that I activated with the first blood. And that is one extra consumable. So now I have gotten back my torp reload that I kind of wasted in the start to trying to flush out the potential radar cruiser sitting in the cap. I am taking quite a bit damage. The Neptune is actually able to lodge some AP shots in this little crevice in the island, and that is kind of the downside to this destroyer. It's because it's so huge, big, thick, it takes real punishment from high caliber AP and HE shots. So the Republic, who pretty much said, "Screw you guys, I'm gonna YOLO!" Well, he YOLO'd and died. So we are a full team still, and the enemy has lost 5 ships. And this kind of playstyle is something I really love about the 3 gunboat destroyers in the second DD line, so to speak. The Akizuki, the Kitakaze, and the Harugumo. And that is that they can be such big bullies. They can pretty much go toe-to-toe with any cruiser in the game, and of course battleships. This ship eats battleships for breakfast, because you have those insanely strong 12-kilometer Japanese torps, as this Musashi soon will learn the hard way. And you also have one of the most insane gun setups in the game, especially for a destroyer. So I have a couple of cruisers cruising around the sea cap. I also have the Wargaming pay-to-win gearing in the cap. That is why it's getting flipped right now. I'm guessing he is on the opposite side of the cap. That's why he's able to detect me, but I wasn't able to detect him. As I said before, the big downside to this ship is that with this gunboat build that I run, which I can shoot up to over 15 kilometers, I do have a 7k detection, so I can't really contest caps against other tier 10 destroyers like Gearing and such. That has, I think, 5.9k detection. So this Azuma wants to pick a fight with me, but I guess he will reconsider that plan rather quickly. And if you guys are playing the Harugumo and you struggle with landing your shots, especially 12 kilometers and further out, so to speak, I can give you a good tip, and that is to actually zoom out one click on your mouse wheel, which is actually easier to predict where to aim when shooting at targets moving around at longer ranges. There you can see the gearing as well, so I'm quickly switching targets. I'm guessing he has torped. Yes, I can see the torps going in for our battleship. So I'm sending my torps in response to that smoke. Hopefully I can get him to peek the island. Maybe he wants to set some additional fires on the Georgia battleship. I actually have no idea what the Georgia is, I just realized. But I guess it's a new test ship or something, a new premium for the US line. Yeah. Let's say it's a test ship. So I'm just circling around trying to support my team as much as possible in the sea cap. Trying to pick a fight with the Neptune, the Azuma and the gearing. But as you can see, we have all caps and we are 900 points against their 170, so this isn't really a fight anymore. This is just ticking down the clock or the points for a sure win. And I love these kind of tight, intense battles where you have to hop between islands and switch between targets really fast, just dodging salvos, dodging torps, popping smokes. These kind of games really get your adrenaline running. And there was my Confederate as well. Unfortunately, the game ends here, and I'm not able to kill the gearing or farm that enemy carrier, which had been really nice. So the damage counter stops at measly 154,000 damage. 8 fires, 2 kills, 17 planes, 300 shells on target, Confederate and First Blood. Made number 1 in the match, which is always nice. And I do have to take my hat off for my team. They performed really well, as you can see, by the experience earned. And the Shokaku was quite strong as well on the enemy team. Our Lexington maybe not so much. Wow. 1,700,000 potential damage. That is like 500% of my health pool, which is 29,000. So yeah, pretty good damage tanked for a 29,000 HP destroyer. And some pretty good credits and experience as well. So I want to thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Please leave a like and a comment below, and I see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye bye.